Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, we just dive into the shorter time frame count. Yesterday in the last video I talked about the daily time frame, so if you like to have a little bit more context, then yeah, check out the last video I made yesterday. I also talked about Bitcoin dominance. I talked about different things on the larger time frame. At the moment we assume that a lasting low has been established here on the 11th of September, that Bitcoin is moving up here in this structure and is sort of within this impulsive structure to the upside, in which we ideally get one more extension higher here in circle wave 5 of 3. Bitcoin is approaching this ascending trend line that we've been tracking for a few days now, or for more than a week really. And yeah, it seems like it might want to get there and might want to touch it. I mean, if that is the case, it would take until Friday to do it, probably, unless it goes down a little bit. It could be Thursday, Friday. I mean, it's already Wednesday, right? We have a potential triangle pattern here. So the idea is that what we're dealing with here is a range, and this range could be considered a so-called Elliott Wave triangle. This triangle would be a wave 4 with an extension in this larger degree wave 3 preferred, and that would play out as circle wave 5. So as soon as such a triangle, which we can count with the Elliott waves, is complete, we would typically anticipate a break to the upside in wave 5. Doesn't have to be. I did issue a warning with these triangles in crypto. I haven't found that they work out many times, at least not in the bear market. So things might change now. But even so, they often break down as well. You know, they often look like a triangle, but it's actually a triangle that basically is a B-wave triangle, or cryptos like to form these WXY structures. So it's actually an ABC structure. So you have to be prepared for that, okay? But that would not necessarily be bearish. You know, it would just simply mean we dip a little bit lower into bullish support. No problem. It's just to be aware of the two different possibilities here. So the count itself doesn't really give you an edge, I would say, not in a correction. It's more important to understand what are the relevant support levels. You know, I can scale in against these and then scale out in resistance, stuff like that. There are different strategies how to trade this, gridding and so on. But obviously at the moment it's getting more and more boring again, which is fine. You know, the entire market is getting a little bit more exciting. So it's kind of keeping a nice balance. It's not going too fast, which is really good. Certainly not bearish what's happening here. It looks like a so-called pennant structure, bullish pennant. I would like to see a break above the trend line to have a first suggestion that this circle wave 5 up there has started. Better would obviously be a break above circle wave 3 at $35,150. In case we break down, in imminent support, micro support is at $32,480. Below that level, we have the larger support area, and that would be for the larger degree wave 4, which means if we break below micro support, we're likely going to enter the larger support area and have to change the wave degrees and assume we are already in this wave 4, which is just one larger degree, and then we would still get one more high in wave 5, only below $29,450. I would assume this whole rally, this attempted breakout, has failed, but I see no evidence for that at this stage. The market seems quite bullish at the moment, at least as long as support levels are holding. And yeah, we still need to be aware that the structure is quite fragile, that emerged off the low, so it's still quite fragile. And of course, there are never guarantees anyway. But it's all about understanding the current trend. But again, as I said, you know, if you like to have a bit more context, check out yesterday's video. Now, in the triangle wave count, which is the white one, first of all, we see there is lower and lower volatility. Typically, such low volatility is followed by quite a rapid move. That's why we often say when a triangle breaks, it is typically going to be quite a rapid and aggressive move. So don't be surprised if suddenly we see this rally, yeah, or drop down quickly. It's typically going to be quite quickly, most likely. If it's not, then it was not a triangle. Okay, then it's likely the orange count or something. It should be a swift move. So you can see with the white wave count, with this micro count, that the triangle is basically complete or nearly complete. A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, E wave. In the previous videos, I highlighted to you that to keep the triangle a valid option, really a valid option, not only a likely option, but a valid option, the price needs to hold above the C wave low, because a break below that level would lead to a recount of the Elliott Wave triangle. So we need to stay above basically $33,400. The market so far did that. It's behaving quite well, but that means that the volatility is reducing. It's getting quite boring. So reduced volatility always happens in triangles and also reduced volume. And you typically identify a volume spike after breakout. Now, in this triangle, A, B, C, D, E, the E wave seems to be unfolding as a WXY structure, so could get one more low here, maybe below the W wave low, which is at $34,030. Don't treat micro counts as predictive. As I said, they don't really give you an edge. They don't really give you an edge in corrective structures, but they tell you when a pattern is complete and the requirements to continue to follow each pattern. But there were more than 10 corrective structures and patterns in Elliott Wave. So more important than just to know what kind of structure it is and trying to decipher here the best micro count, which I mainly do here for educational purposes, it's not really designed, let's say you would not trade the Y wave down, right? That's not what you do. That's just a roadmap that shows you, okay, we still have to sort of expect it, and then we have to take a look if the breakout is occurring, but the Y wave is definitely not a setup. We're just labeling the waves to give a roadmap. So it also tells you that below the C wave low, something different is going on. For example, the orange wave count, okay? But to confirm the triangle breakout, to have a first suggestion that the triangle is breaking to the upside, first break would be the triangle trend line. Trend lines, however, in Elliott Wave are not so important. So it's typically the D wave peak, or well, in this case, the D wave high, which is giving us a first indication that the triangle is breaking. Not confirmation yet, but an indication. That's at $34,860. And again, above that, the confirmation will be a break above the B wave high. Now, very important to say, because there are not many new viewers, it really helps to get educated about Elliott Wave and the language of technical analysis. So feel free to check out our membership. We do that, and we have a lot of educational material, because confirmation isn't certainty. Very important to understand. Lots of people get disappointed when they come into the markets new or don't really understand probabilities, language of probabilities, and think things have to play out. I see more and more questions like these days, and that's not how we look at markets. Okay, but if you want to understand more how we look at markets and get an understanding of the educational part and make full use of the analysis, check out our channel membership. It's very cheap, but we have a lot of educational material for that price. So you might want to, if you take this seriously, you want to check it out. Okay, but not much more to add, I think, at the moment here about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then yeah, please check out the channel membership. Also, if you're interested in the S&P 500 daily analysis, intraday analysis, as well as stocks, check out our more trading online stocks and S&P 500 service. You can find the link as well in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.